Hi guys, I'm tehjonbro, and this is my 500 subscriber special. Wow, that's kind of hard to say. That's why I had to say it slowly. Like a lot of things are hard to say, and I have to say them slowly. Uh, so yeah, because there were a lot of questions, this is probably going to take like an hour to finish all of these answers to these questions, because the more in-depth questions I want to ask, or I want to answer with more in-depth answers. So, so yeah, but thank you all for your questions. I'm just going to get this started pretty quickly. But first, I want to mention also that if when some of you ask a whole lot of questions at the same time, and then maybe you ask a few more later or something, and there were other comments in between, if you ask a lot of questions and you ask them over the course of a few days or something, then I just grouped them together. So I'm just going to read one person's questions like a list, and then go on to another person, another person, and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's how this works. And now to begin. The Robo665. Question 1. Why did you want to start LPing instead of flash gaming? My inspiration was Chugga Conroy and the Yogcast. Alright, well, I don't know what you mean by instead of flash gaming, because I still make flash games and I still play flash games. I just don't do it very much because, well, I do it all the time, but I'm slow at it, so that's why it doesn't seem like I'm doing that, I guess. But I wanted to start Let's Playing because, well, I guess I should say like a long time ago, I had known Let's Plays existed, but I only watched a couple of videos on YouTube of it, and I didn't think it was very good at all because the Let's Players that I watched just were terrible. And so, months later, I was playing Paper Mario, the first Paper Mario for the first time. I'd played the other two after that before I had played this one, and I was playing most of the way through the game, and I got to chapter 6 or something, and I used some Game Shark code that made it impossible for me to go past that point. So I was being a stupid Dumbo, and I just didn't proceed any further than that. I didn't want to reset the game, so I just looked up videos on YouTube of Chapter 7 of Paper Mario, and so that's whenever I came across Chugga Conroy and his Let's Play of the game. And so I was just thinking, wow, this chapter looks really cool. I didn't know that this happened or this happened. But then what intrigued me more than that was how his commentary was just really interesting and funny and informative, and pardon that noise. That was, I don't even know what that was, but yeah. But his commentary was interesting to me in that it was mentioning things about the game, it was doing the game justice, and he was making fun of the logic of the game because games are quite illogical, and for some reason that didn't even occur to me at the time. And he, like, what really got me was that he got to an area in Chapter 7 a little later on, and he was talking about the music, and he just stopped talking so that we could hear the music. And I was like, wow, this guy appreciates video game music, he's a nerd just like me. And so that's what really wanted me to, or that's what made me want to get into Let's Playing just right then, and I watched more of his stuff, and that eventually led to me watching Nintendo Capri Sun and Josh Jepson, and then other Let's Players like P-Call, Super Genius, and then a whole bunch of others that I can't even remember right away, but yeah, it just kind of snowballed from there, and eventually what got me starting to Let's Play was the Super Mario Sunshine vs. Project Stingray thing with Josh Jepson and Attacking Toucans, because they were inviting people to make video responses, and so I made one which was total crap, but yeah, just 30 minutes of awfulness, but that's what got me out of my little privacy bubble or whatever it's called and let my voice be heard, I guess. And then I started my Banjo-Kazooie Let's Play shortly after that, my first Let's Play, which is also rather crap, but it's meh. It's not as crappy. So yeah, I guess that's it. Flaming Blue Gamer says, where did you learn to animate? I learned in my room. Yeah, well, I didn't really learn to animate anywhere particular or in any particular way. I just kind of got the program and I looked up a single tutorial online about how to make keyframes and frames. Just, you know, the very bare basics of Flash. And from there I kind of discovered a whole lot of things on my own about the about the way that Flash works, and because it looks a lot like Paint, just like Microsoft Paint, and except with a timeline and a few other small things, and then a whole lot of hidden features and stuff. So I just kind of played around with the program myself, and that's how I learned most everything that I know now, really. Yeah. And anything that I didn't really know how to do, I would look up online, but that's not very many things. Constant Playback asks, "Good sir, congrats on approaching the number, but now I have to know what your favorite flavor of Gatorade is." That's not really a question, but favorite flavor is the blue one. Whatever the blue one's called. It's like Deep Freeze or something, but that doesn't sound like a name of a Gatorade. That sounds like something that you would not want to get as an illness. Davman1212, "What is your favorite LPer ever? Nintendo Capri Sun." Like, whenever I first discovered him, I think it was his 3-heart run of Zelda. I'm not really totally sure, but that's the first one that I remember watching of his stuff. And I just thought his commentary was really interesting, and it just made me laugh because of how random it was. It wasn't like, it wasn't like anything that I'd heard before, because most of what I heard before was from Chugga, with, enthusiastic, really informative commentary, and his was like, Nintendo Capri Suns was really laid back and totally random, and not really so much about the game, but just about his memories of things. And that just was, for some reason, it just felt a lot more personal. He is a very personable person, so, I don't know, he's just awesome. I just love his stuff. And my favorite Let's Play, well, that's a different question, I'll just save that for later. Human Flea 23, your name rhymes. Do you have any advice for people just starting LPs? Oh, I feel like I'm not the right person to ask for this. I've only been Let's Playing for like 10 months. And at least one full month of that, I probably didn't Let's Play at all. But, I don't know. Do I have any advice? Well, the advice that I got was mainly, like, I overheard Josh Jepson at one point, and I think, was it a stream or was it a video? I don't even remember. He was saying that, like, one of the tricks to Let's Playing is to just not stop talking. Like, one of the things about, Let's Plays that aren't really so entertaining is whenever there's long periods of someone who's just not talking at all, and it's just gameplay and nothing happens. So that's one bit of advice that I kept in my mind. And then Attacking Toucans, whenever I put up my Super Mario Sunshine Versus video response, said, he just told me to say random crap. Like, if nothing comes into your mind, just say anything and whatever, and it'll work out somehow. And I'll admit that that hasn't worked as well for me, but I'm sure that it works out well for other people, so yeah, I'm still working on that. And then advice that I would say I would give personally is just the more time you spend in front of the microphone, the more you'll get used to used to commentating, and the more you'll get used to hearing your own voice, and then just being able to think of things more spontaneously, which I'm still awful at. But, yeah, I don't know, you'll gain confidence over time, and if you try to improve your stuff, if you try to improve what you say, just by, re-listening and saying, "Oh, goodness, that was a terrible bit of commentary, I should have done this," or looking back at one of your videos and saying, "Oh, I should have done this," that's always a good way to self-improve. So, yeah, that's really all the advice I think I can give, so there you go. Time Dragon 1 asks, "What is 2 plus 2? 2 plus 2 is banana." Next question. Chow Fanatic, "Why is Mario so bloated?" I'm assuming you mean the Mario that I drew for the thing right before the 500 subscriber special, whenever I had like 491 subscribers or something. I just really like drawing fat things. Like, whenever I'm doodling anything in class, I will draw something really obese. I just think that drawing morbidly obese people is really funny, and a whole lot of fun, because you can just add to their flabs of fat and just make these little indentation lines everywhere, and you can give them like 600 chins and it doesn't matter. It's fun. But if you're talking about Mario in real life, he eats a lot of pasta. I mean, if you eat a lot of pasta, you're probably going to get bloated. VGDC full. VGDC stands for Video Game Director's Cuts, and that channel is being currently run by Mr. Shark, who is one of my good online friends, and he is awesome, and he drew my favorite picture of all time. And he asks, do you like green eggs and ham? I probably do. I haven't tried green eggs and ham in like probably 7, 8 years, but I like eggs and I like ham, so I probably would, assuming that the green egg dye didn't make any difference, which it probably wouldn't, so probably. I'm not positive, but probably. Max a few trades. Everyone go follow this guy. Like, everyone just go to his channel and subscribe, because he's just starting out as a Let's Player. He's finished one Let's Play at this point of Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64, but he is starting out much stronger than any Let's Player that I've seen start out, like, at any point in time. Even all the big Let's Players that I've seen, they didn't start out as well as he has. So, yeah, everyone should just go check him out. I think his videos are quite interesting, and they're really confident sounding, and sometimes really funny. I just like them. I just think they're fun. And he asks, your videos look and sound great, and I'm assuming, have manageable file sizes as well. What black magic is this? Basically, how do you make videos of such high quality without Ether dropping frames or getting 20 gigabyte files? That, well, I guess that's all about Dazzle and Pinnacle Studio and stuff. Well, I just set up my version of Dazzle to my computer. It's like Dazzle to Go or something, which is some really old one that probably sucks now, but in Pinnacle Studio I set it up to where basically I just record MPEGs instead of, AVI, which makes the file sizes much smaller to record an MPEG. And the only way that I seem to be able to record in high quality is to actually just set the quality level to high quality. You could customize the quality levels to try to lower the file size more, but even if you record with custom quality that is higher than the usual high quality, for some reason it makes it blurrier, which I don't understand. So just set it to the default, like the default high quality, and, that's apparently the best one. I don't even know, but yeah, that's what I set up, how I set up my videos. A couple of questions from Giazzo X3997, and then I'll probably put an end to this video and start recording the next one after this. So he asked, would you ever blargle the splash and flashel? Those are not words, so I'm going to give them my own definitions based on how they sound. No, I would definitely not gargle my barf with a flatulating spatula. That is a terrible thing to do, and I think that's a disgusting question. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm just kidding. What was the first game you made, and when did you make it? That I don't actually remember. I want to say it was probably a point-and-click game that just totally failed. The first one that I can remember making was a point-and-click game with this green stick figure or something that was locked in a bedroom, and it was, the puzzles were really stupid. You, had to take a lamp and then click it a few times to make it fall down after plugging it in, and then it burned a door open or something. That doesn't even make sense. But then you walked around the house and collected these little orb things, and you could go into a hallway, and you look in a mouse hole to get something after you feed a mouse some cheese. And then somehow you escape through the front door, which it's stupid. I don't still have it, or else I might look for it and show it. But yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. That's just the first one I remember making. Probably not the first one that I actually made, but yeah. So that's it. Stay tuned for part 2 of a whole bunch of random questions.